Namaste, welcome to our PM Yasasvi scholarships entrance test, which is telecasted by our TSAT. Everyone knows that TSAT prestigiously conducting various coachings, various orientations for the various competitive examinations like Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, Group 4, Forest Ujjog Guide, TET, TRT, even NMSC, NTSC, so many examinations, whatever it may be, all competitive examinations, we are giving excellent coaching, excellent orientation all our aspirants. In the same series, now we are going to give orientation about PM Yasasvi test. Maybe all of you know that PM Yasasvi test, most of the students who are appearing for this examination. So, before going to discuss all these things, I want to introduce the subject experts. Today we are going to discuss about science. So, in science means you know that physical science and biological science, this is the two parts of the science. So, they expect textbook writers and everything for the science. So, those persons are attend here. So, the first person, welcome sir, heartily welcome Harikrishna sir, who is a textbook writer and everything for the physical science. Now, today is going to discuss about various kinds of questions which are going to be already asked in the PM Yasasvi test for 9th standard examination, clear. At the same time, our sir, biological sir is also a textbook writer, highly experienced sir, and it just we can say as a synonym of biological science. So, sir also, so welcome sir, heartily welcome to for this session. Before going to discuss about this examination, so just once again a fast review about the pattern of the examination, what kind of questions already given, like everything, just within 5 minutes I am going to give the brief information about this examination. So, everyone knows it, this is an exclusive examination for the other backward classes, economically backward classes and denotified tribes, and whose parental income are less than 2,50,000. This is a very important, and this examination is conducting for two categories, mean two areas. One is 9th class children who is studying 9th presently, one examination for that, and another one is who are studying in +1 level, means inter first year. So, these are two categories examination, and the paper is based on their syllabus, means previous examination, means for a 9th class children. So, they will ask the questions especially from the 8th standard. Of course, you have to include 6th, 7th also, because we are in a spiral education system. So, we have to include the 6th, 7th and 8th. In the similar manner for inter first year, so the questions may be asked from 6th to 10th, especially they will focus on 10th standard, clear. And this examination purely a multiple choice questions. There are 100 questions and each question carry 4 marks, and the very important thing is there is no negative marking. So, this is a very important, and there are 4 subjects. One is mathematics, second one is science, third one is social studies, and the fourth one is general knowledge or general awareness. So, these are the 4 subjects in the paper, total paper. Okay. For mathematics they will ask 30 questions, for science they will ask 20 questions, for social studies they will ask 25, and general awareness, general knowledge and 25 questions. So, and the qualifying mark for this examination is 45%, means 45 fours 180 marks. So, if any children got 180 marks, you will qualify for the examination. It is qualify only, not for selecting for the scholarship. So, they will give according to merit. So, everyone knows that for our Telangana state, 1,111 scholarships for Telangana state. Overall country, it is 15,000 scholarships. And the very important thing is for 9th class children who qualified for the PM Yasasvi scholarship test, they will give 75,000 rupees scholarship per 2 years, means in 9th and 10th standard, means 1,50,000 rupees scholarship they will give it for the 9th class children. It is highly useful for the 9th class children who are studying, of course, who are economically backward, because their parental income is 2,50,000. This 1,50,000 is much more useful for them. And the similar manner for intermediate children, so who qualified for this PM Yasasvi scholarship test, they will give 1,25,000 rupees scholarship per 2 years, in first year and second year they are going to get 2,50,000 rupees. So, this is a just a brief about it, and previously this National Testing Agency, they have given for NCERT. Previously NCERT is conducting this examination, now National Testing Agency is conducting this examination. Previously we have National Talent Search examination for 10th class children. So, from last year they are not conducting. So, instead of this NTSC, the government is central government is going to conduct this PM Yasasvi examination from last year. Last year the examination is CBT, means computer based test. Now it is paper pencil test. So, you have to understand the difference between these two, and I will discuss those questions with our subject experts. So, questions are very simple. So, if you have good conceptual knowledge, definitely you can get maximum marks for. Before going to discuss all these things, sir, if you see the last year paper, so what is your opinion about in point of physics?
So, in physics paper, the student should have conceptual understanding and both application.
Yeah.
So, all the questions are applicative type, and they asked in the applicative mode.
Okay.
So, questions are very simple, and 50% are very easy, and all the children can do very simply. So, physics paper is very easy, and if you attempt, if you have knowledge in conceptual understanding and application, so children can score very well.
Yeah. So, in physics means it is a physical science. Actually, there are two parts, as we can say,
Physics
that is
and chemistry.
physics and
Yes.
chemistry. So, in these 2 areas generally the questions may come in the examination, and there are 20 questions. So,
Yes, sir.
Probably, so it is not mandatory, probably I am saying probably, maybe 10 questions from the physical science and 10 questions from the biological science. Am I correct, sir?
Yes.
So, what kind of opinion about on this examination, how the children is going to prepare for this examination in point of your biological science?
So, in biology, so the last year paper, if you see the last year paper,
Yeah.
so almost 90% questions are from 8th syllabus.
Okay.
In 8th class, generally 3-4 topics were concentrated in giving questions.
Okay.
The first one is reproduction, and the next one is cell biology,
Okay.
and the pollution, from pollution also 1 or 2 questions have come,
Okay.
and from microorganisms also questions have come. If you see the paper pattern,
Okay.
so there are 2 statements are giving.
Mm.
Out of 2 statements, they have to identify which statement is correct and which statement is incorrect,
Okay.
and match the following. So, 2 matches, match 1 and group 1 and group 2 questions are given.
Okay.
So, for that you need to focus more on the conceptual understanding,
Yeah.
and even for some questions in pollution, application question is also there.
Okay.
So, you need to focus. So, concepts.
Yeah. So, conceptual understanding is very, very
Yes.
important, and even conceptual understanding, but also that is application mode also very, very
Yes.
important. So, the mostly our children is habituated for this examination because maybe the children appeared for NMMS examination also, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, because their parental income also, that there is also a condition, parental income
Yes.
should be less than 1,50,000. So, obviously these children is try to answer, of course try to apply for the NMMS exam. Last year also so many children are applied for it. So, that children come into the 9th class probably. So, those children may be applied. So, they have some idea about this examination. Okay, yeah. As per you, it's correct. So, when you see the total paper, they have given more number of questions, maximum number of questions from the 8th standard only.
yes, sir.
Because
Yes.
just they completed 8th and they came to the 9th, no?
Yes,
So,
sir.
obviously they will test the previous knowledge.
Yes.
Okay. So, now I am going to, I collected few questions from the, not few, total questions from the last year paper. So, just we will discuss one by one, and you can say the relative questions are similar kind of questions, and where you are going to concentrate, like valuable suggestions from your side. So, the first one is, an image which can be formed on screen is called, this is the question. So, maybe the question from the
Physical
optics, this is physics. Here the given options are virtual image, real image, true image, and false image. So, Harikrishna
Yeah,
sir.
first of all, there are two types of images, one is virtual image and real image, and the image which can be taken on screen is a real image,
Okay.
and the image which cannot be taken on the screen, but we can see the image, but we can't take it on the screen.
Okay.
That is called virtual image. So, that third, fourth options we have. So, true image and false image, those images are not exist. So, they will not exist. So, only we have two options, one is virtual image and real image. So, the image which can be formed on the screen, which can be taken on the screen is, that is a real image.
Yeah.
Questions may be asked like this. So, based on images, that real image and virtual image, which type of image will be formed by a plane mirror?
Yeah.
So, what is that, whether it is a real image or virtual image? So, that is in the 7th class actually. So, they need to concentrate on images, what type of image formed by the plane mirror, and characteristics of the plane mirror.
Okay. So, actually see, if you see these 4 options, actually there are 2 kinds of images,
Yes,
as
sir.
you know, everyone knows it. One is virtual image and the second one is a real image. But okay, to give some more options, you know,
Yes.
it's a 4 option multiple choice question. You know. So, a true image and false image. So, you can simply ruled out, because there is no need to consider those 2. This elimination method, by using elimination method, C and B related only 50%. So, that is virtual and real. So, if you know the concept, okay, what is virtual, what is real, is nothing but it is a definition. So, if you catch that image on screen, it is a real image. If you are unable to catch it on screen, it is a virtual image, like you can say.
Yes, sir. Children need to differentiate between virtual and real images.
Yeah.
So, they need to know the differences between what is virtual and what is real image. If they know the difference, they will write simply.
Yeah. So, this question directly from the conceptual understanding.
Yes.
If he knows about the different kinds of images, then he can say the answer easily. So, then means it is a conceptual understanding question, very straight question. Okay. Now, we will see the second question. The sound may be transmitted through, here 4 options are given, only in air and gases, only in solids, and only in liquids, solids, liquids and gases. So, sound means it is from the chapter sound.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, sound we have in 8th class. So, sound can travel in 3 of the states. So, even solids, liquids and gases.
Okay.
So, sound need to have a medium to travel.
Yeah.
So, that is why all 3 are mediums, that is why they can travel in both all the 3. So, solids and liquids and also gases.
Yeah.
So, but there is a difference in the speed of the sound in those states.
Okay.
So, solid state will have more speed. So, sound will travel more speed in the solid state and moderate speed in the liquid state.
Okay.
And high, that is very less speed in the gaseous state. That they need to understand. So, if they understand the how the speeds are there of the sound in those mediums, they can simply write the answer.
Yeah. So, actually this is a question from the chapter sound, and sound is nothing but one kind of energy, everyone knows it. For the propagation of sound, medium is required. So, without medium, sound cannot be propagated. That is one of the natural phenomena, everyone knows it. So, if you consider the sun is one of the resource, light resource, and it emits the light when it emits by the nuclear fission process, I think so. So, a lot of sound, a very big sound will comes, but we are unable to hear. The reason is between
there is no medium between sun and earth.
Yes, there is some vacuum is there.
That is why it can't propagate to the earth.
Yeah, so that is a very good example to say for the propagation of sound, one medium is required. So, which medium? So, generally we have 3 kinds of states of any matter, maybe solid, maybe liquid, maybe gases.
Yeah,
so,
we have some examples in the textbook also, sir.
Yeah.
So, if you speak inside the glass room, you can't hear from the outside. So, why? Because there is no medium, interconnecting medium between the 2 surfaces. That is why sound cannot travel through the glass. So, it requires medium. That is why the three are mediums. That is why they can travel in these three states.
Yeah. So, when sound needs for the propagation, its propagation the medium. So, obviously, you can opt the option D, solids, liquids and gases. And Harikrishna sir, you said excellently. So, because in solids sound will travel with maximum speed, whereas the liquids and the medium, whereas and gases comparatively
speed
less.
of the sound is also important. While reading the sound chapter, they need to understand about in what medium the the speed of the sound is high, and in what medium it is moderate, and in what medium it is lesser. So, how it propagates they need to understand. So, that in that area they might get some questions in that area.
Yeah. So, this is a straight question for the propagation of sound, a very straight question. Sometimes they may ask the velocity of the sound or speed of the sound, what is it? So, depends on the different nature of the matter, nature of the medium. Okay. Now, we will go for the third question. Sliding friction from static friction is to be. So, comparison, sliding friction and static friction. So, here 4 options are given, one is more, second one is equal, third one is less, and fourth one is none of the above. So,
static friction always lies with the static body.
yeah.
So, it has very high friction, that is why the body is in the static position.
Yeah.
So, sliding friction means one body is moving on sliding on the another body. That is why similar with respect to the static body, it has less friction than static friction. So, that you need to there are different types of rolling friction, static friction. So, how they have, so static body will have more friction, that is why it is stable.
Yeah.
So, it will not move, and rolling friction is different. So, it is already rolling means it has less friction than static friction.
Yeah.
So, and the sliding friction means it is sliding means it has moderate friction.
Yeah.
So, it has less friction than static body.
Yeah.
So, that is why you need to have some comparison between these 3 frictions, they need to know.
Yeah. So, actually this comes under the chapter friction, as you know it. So, of course, dynamics, in if you say in a holistic way, that is a dynamics. For friction, it depends on the nature of the substance and the contact, area of the contact.
Area of the contact.
The area of the contact is a very, very important. When you take it a static friction, so area of the contact is more when you compare with the other sliding friction or rolling friction. So, area of the contact is more in the static friction. Obviously, we can say static friction is more than the sliding friction, or when you compare sliding friction from static friction, it is very less. So, among 4, more, equal, less, none of the above, these 4 options we have to choose the less. So, very, very important. So, you have to understand the concept, very simple concept, less application, but the proper conceptual understanding is very, very important. Once you perceive that proper conceptual understanding, then that is by.
First of all, they need to know what is friction. The force opposed to move a body. So, it is a opposing force for the movement of a body. So, that is you need to understand. So, for static friction, there is no movement, means it has full friction, though high friction it is having, and it is for a sliding body. So, it has very less contact and it has less friction. For a rolling body, very much less contact and very less friction force. So, they need to understand and they need to compare each and everything, what is friction and how many types are there. So, they need to understand
the student to have not only knowing about the friction, they have to know about various kinds of frictions and the relation between comparison between all these kinds of frictions. So, then it is easy to answer any kind of question.
Not only in the conceptual, in the question they also asked about sliding friction, how it is compared with the static friction. They might have given one body is sliding like this question, the applicative mode. So, then that type of questions may become in the examination. That is why if the body is sliding, if a stone is sliding on another stone, like that question. So, they will give in the applicative mode. Student need to concentrate whether it is application or not. So, then if they have a good understanding about the concepts, they will they can apply those concepts in the examination.
That is good. So, now we will shift to the next question. So, the first 3 questions belongs to the area of physical science. Now, this is for biological science. So, the question is, internal fertilization takes place in the body of the male, in the body of the female, outside of the body of male, outside of the body of female. So, sir.
Yes, sir. So, this is from 8th class. In
Okay.
8th class, there is a lesson, sir,
Yeah.
reproduction in animals.
Okay.
So, there are what is fertilization, they need to know.
Yeah.
Fertilization is nothing but it is a fission of male and female gametes.
Okay.
And fertilization is of two types. Generally, in almost all the 8th class standard books, it is there.
Okay.
So, internal fertilization and external fertilization. There are two kinds of fertilizations are there. Generally, external fertilization is seen in animals or organisms which live inside the water.
Okay. Okay.
Because male organisms release sperms into the water and female organisms also release ova into the water.
Okay.
So, there outside fertilization occurs. So, fertilization is nothing but just now I said fission of male and female gametes.
Okay.
The process of fission is called fertilization.
Okay.
Generally, the organisms in which an internal fertilization is seen,
Okay.
the organisms which live on the land
Okay.
generally.
Okay.
So, there is a copulation is there.
Mm-hmm.
So, male organism release sperms into the female organism.
Okay.
So, inside the body of female organisms.
Okay.
So, ova will not be released
Okay.
because there is no medium. That is why on the land there is a copulation
Okay.
between male and female organisms.
Mm-hmm.
So, during copulation male organisms release sperms into the body of female organisms.
Okay.
That is why obviously the answer is B,
Mm.
in the body of the female organisms.
Yes, that's good.
So,
See,
the name itself is indicating, sir, internal inside,
okay.
external outside.
Yeah, that's
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 simple.
Yeah, that's a very important.
Yes.
So everyone will study the concept. So it's not a big task to anyone. But the major thing is how simple they perceive. That's a very important. So you said excellent mode. So internal fertilization, internal. So inside that external outside. That's it. So here for this question in the body of the female. So internal fertilization takes place in the body of the female. So sir, how simple he said to find the answer. Now we will move to the next question, sir. It is also, I think so, biology.
Yes.
In red data book. So here the options are: a record of all animals are kept, record of all plants are kept, record of all endangered species are kept, and record of all elements are kept.
Yes.
Yes.
This is also from 8th class, sir.
Okay.
There is a lesson, very big lesson, biodiversity.
Okay.
So, in biodiversity, very clearly explained about the biodiversity. What is the biodiversity?
Okay.
How the organisms are conserved and preserved.
Okay.
That is there. So, generally, there are organisms are of two kinds: extinct organisms and endangered organisms.
Okay.
The red data book keeps the data of endangered organisms.
Okay.
They are in danger.
Okay. Okay.
They are about to extinct. So, the details of the data of those organisms are kept in the red data book, sir.
Okay.
Generally, the record of all the animals and record of all the plants are kept in some other books, sir, not red data book.
Okay.
Red indicates danger.
Yeah. So
In that way, they can sense the answer.
Okay.
So, red data book. That's why they give the name red data book.
Okay.
They are in danger.
Okay.
So, in danger, endangered.
Okay.
In that way, they can choose the answer, sir.
Okay.
So, answer 3 is correct answer. Record of all endangered species are kept. That is correct answer, sir.
Yeah. So it's very clear. Sir said is once the name of the book is the red data book. So obviously, so there is some caution.
Yes, sir.
There is some caution.
Red.
Red is indication for, of course, in
Danger.
point of say physics, the red is for the more wavelength,
Dangerous. Yeah.
more dangerous also. Even we are using red signals in the signal light. So because it has more wavelength, so we can see more brightly for that. In the similar sense, of course, in biological sense, so red data book, so it gives endangerous. So record of all endangered species are kept. This is the answer. So like you have to, so when the teacher is, because it depends on the capability of classroom transaction of the teacher. So if he says in this manner, so the children can understand, without reading also they can perceive all the concepts. Okay. So next one is for combustion air required. So it comes
Yes,
under the
okay.
chemistry or physics. Yeah.
So combustion always requires oxygen.
Yeah.
So let us discuss about all remaining three. So first one is oxygen and the second one is hydrogen.
Yeah.
So hydrogen has the ability to bombard. So it will always explosive. It is an explosive gas.
Okay.
So it can't be used as a combustion agent.
Okay.
And the third one is chlorine.
Yeah.
So it will give some flames, that fumes or flames,
Okay.
but it can't have ability to get combustion.
Okay.
And fourth one is carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide generally we use to stop the combustion process or stop the fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why it is not used for combustion. So one single answer is it is oxygen.
Generally in fire extinguisher we will use the carbon dioxide. Yes. Yeah, that's good. So generally if and in combustion also, if more oxygen, that is different, and the less oxygen also different.
Yeah.
When the carbon burns in more oxygen, it forms a carbon dioxide. So when it burns in less oxygen, it forms a carbon monoxide. So these are the different
Both are
kinds
dangerous.
of, yeah. So the different kinds of chemical
There is
process.
another question they can ask, why we use carbon dioxide as a to stop the fire.
Yeah.
So in fire extinguishers. So because carbon dioxide is a heavy gas and it will frame near to the earth surface.
Okay.
So it will not allow oxygen to enter into that flames.
Okay. Okay.
That's why it will protect oxygen to come into that fire. That's why a layer is formed by the carbon dioxide and the fire will be closed and it will be ended.
Okay. When you project this carbon dioxide or pour the carbon dioxide gases, so it forms like a layer,
Yeah,
and
layer.
it won't allow the oxygen to
To enter into the flames.
Yes. So
the combustion
flames
process
cannot
will
be
end.
Increased.
Yeah.
So it will stop the process of firing.
So without having oxygen, the flame cannot be extended or flames cannot be burned. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why the flames process will be ended.
Yeah.
The-
So see, this is already maybe in the market. So in my knowledge, number of books are very less, because last year only this PM Yasasvi examination is started. Now within 2-3 years maybe the number of books are available in the market, but in the market very less. Even for in the websites also, the resources also very less when you compare with other examinations. But see here which are available, so don't by heart the answers. So the question is for conventional air required, so oxygen, don't by heart, like just Harikrishna sir said. So you have to read all the 4 options and their application. What is the use of oxygen? So when you apply hydrogen, what will happen? So where we use the chlorine, and why you are using carbon dioxide in fire extinguisher, like you have to understand all these concepts. Then it's because the same question may not comes in the next year. So there is no use.
Yeah, the mode of the question may be changed.
Yes.
So that's why they need to understand what type of question they asked, and they need to understand the answer also. For example, they have given 4 options, and next time they may alter the question,
Yes.
mode of the question. So that is very important.
Yeah. So the same question may be asked, but mode of the question may be changed. So that's very important. So you have to understand the concept. That's very easy. Next, in the following, which can be beaten into thin sheets? It also comes in the physical science,
Yes.
of course, chemistry. Here the 4 options are given: phosphorus, zinc, sulfur, and oxygen.
Yeah. First of all, see the 4 options. First one is phosphorus, second one is zinc, and the third one is sulfur, and fourth one is oxygen.
Yes.
Let us eliminate first the fourth one.
Yes.
So oxygen is a gas. We can't make it. We can't beat it into thin sheets. So it's a gas. So we can't have any. It is not a material to
Make it in
build
thin
the
sheets.
Yeah.
bubble like sheets.
Very clear. Oxygen is a gas,
Yes.
so there is no shape for it.
Yeah, shape for it. That's
Yes.
why we can't have this answer is not incorrect.
Yeah.
And go for the A answer. So
Yeah.
phosphorus. Phosphorus is a non-metal,
Yes.
and it is in the form of powder shape.
Yes.
So we can't make it into sheets.
Yes.
And let us go for C, third option, sulfur.
Yeah.
Similarly, it is also a non-metal, and we can't make it as a thin sheet.
Yeah.
So the B answer is correct, and it's a zinc.
Yeah.
So zinc, it is a metal, and we can make it as a thin sheets by beating. So it can be small, it will be done in the small pieces, and you can have, if it is beaten, it can convert it into thin sheets.
Yeah. So as you said, it's excellent. At the same time, so when you are going to see that first, so generally the metals are in general converted into sheets.
Yes.
Among 4 options, phosphorus, zinc, sulfur and oxygen, zinc is the only one metal.
One metal.
So straightly you can go to
Yes.
zinc is the
So
correct
children
answer.
need to know what is metal and what is non-metal.
Yeah, yeah.
So if they differentiate between those metals and non-metals, they can simply answer this question.
Absolutely. So we are reading all 4 options and eliminating which are not correct. That's also excellent method, because oxygen is a gas, so you can't make it into sheets. Even phosphorus is a non-metal, sulfur is a non-metal, and mostly they are available in the powder shape. So there is no possibility to convert into sheets. So the only one option is zinc. So like also you can select answer. That's depends on you according to your conceptual understanding.
Depending on the nature of the question, you can choose your mode of answering.
Yeah.
Elimination method or selecting differentiating methods. There are different methods.
Yeah. So you can opt according to as per your presence of mind in the examination.
Yes.
So and time is also and 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours means here around 150 minutes for 100 questions. So means approximately 1.5 minute for each question. So just if you see the even yesterday we discussed about mathematics, those questions also mostly the conceptual based questions. So that is 30, and these questions are just now already we completed nearly 7 questions. Mostly all the questions are your conceptual understanding. If you have a proper conceptual understanding, it's a very easy to answer it. It's not a big task. Okay, now we will move to the next question. Urea fertilizer is nitrogenous, phosphoric, potassium based, mixed. These are the 4 options. Of course, this comes under the you can say in biological science also or
Okay.
chemistry.
I
also.
will take that.
Yeah.
So urea, generally urea, if you see the urea bag, there is a percentage,
Okay.
NPK percentage we can call it.
Okay.
So nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium.
Yeah.
So based on the requirement of the land, that specific soil,
Yeah.
so they will use that percentages.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why nitrogen, phosphorus and even potassium also required. So that's why the urea is a mixture of NPK.
Okay.
So nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, yeah. So see, so you should know what is urea. That's a very, very important. So there is a combination of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So it's a mixed one, correct? So here to twist this, to tempt the children, they will ask, okay, so nitrogenous, phosphoric.
I need to add
Yeah, yeah,
one
sure,
more.
sure.
Add.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Generally, it is in 8th class, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So crop production lesson is there.
Okay.
Generally, if you see the chemical composition of urea, it is
Okay.
made up of ammonia.
Okay. Yeah.
Ammonia is made up of nitrogen.
Nitrogen only.
So no need of phosphoric and potassium are absent generally.
Okay. Okay.
Urea is made up of NH2,
Okay.
CO, NH2.
Okay.
So only the answer is nitrogenous, sir.
Yeah.
Only if you see the bag,
Okay.
42% of nitrogen is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
In DAP, diammonium phosphate, it is a mixed fertilizer, sir.
Okay.
Generally, the fertilizers are
Yeah, that's the reason I said. So this question comes under the biological science. So you know, because
I know.
so biological science teachers knows the concept very well, because even a physical science teacher always will think in point of chemistry concepts, and that's correct. But it's correct. But you have to take which is the better option. among the given.
Urea, when it is decomposed, it releases ammonia, sir.
Yes, yes.
So only it provides ammonia is made up of nitrogen.
Yes, yes.
So it is a nitrogenous fertilizer.
Yes.
Generally, fertilizers are of 3 types generally.
Okay.
So nowadays, in recent times, so we have seen biofertilizers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Actually, these are urea is a chemical fertilizer.
Chemical fertilizer.
It is a chemical fertilizer. It is not good for soil health.
Okay, okay.
It damages the soil health.
Okay.
If you use it for longer duration,
Okay.
the field will be damaged.
Okay.
It cannot provide sufficient nutrients.
Okay, okay.
So that's why people are moving. The agriculturalists are moving to biofertilizers.
Yeah. Recently,
Generally,
yeah.
biofertilizers are generally the microorganisms.
Yeah, yeah.
So like blue-green algae. Actually, it is also called as cyanobacteria.
Okay, okay.
It can be cultured in the lab, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, they are generally there is a water algae. This is water. It lives inside the water.
Mm-hmm.
It is like slime.
Okay.
It can be cultured in the lab.
Hmm.
So it is mixed with the seeds.
Okay.
Along with the seeds, when the seeds are sown, along with these microbes, they are sown.
Okay, okay.
So students are very familiar with the rhizobium.
Yeah,
Rhizobium is a bacterium.
Mm-hmm.
It is a symbiotic bacterium.
Okay.
Generally, it is naturally found in the legume plants.
Okay.
It also fixes nitrogen.
Nitrogen
sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Generally, nitrogen is abundant gas in the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It is about 78%.
Yeah, yeah.
It is about 78% of gas is there. Plants need nitrogen, but gaseous form of nitrogen is not available to the plants.
Yes, yes.
Plants cannot utilize this form of nitrogen.
Mm.
Only the nitrate, nitrite or ammonia form of nitrogen is utilized by the plants.
Okay, okay. Recently, nano urea also produced by our central government with,
Yes.
with the help of Baba Atomic Research Center
Yes, sir.
and other,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir. There microbes are involved. Generally, most of the bacteria. Generally, in 8th class, there is a big lesson, sir. The world of microorganisms.
Okay, okay.
So this is about friends and foes. Even lesson name is also like that. Microbes, friends and foes.
Okay, okay.
Foe is enemy, friend is friend. So generally, most of the microorganisms are useful.
Okay.
Most of them are harmful.
Yeah,
They could
yeah.
cause diseases.
Yeah.
They could cause diseases in animals. They could cause diseases in plants. They could cause diseases in humans also.
Okay.
So that's why generally people will think that microbes always harmful.
Yeah.
But most of the microorganisms are useful, sir.
Yeah.
Even inside our stomach, there is an in intestine, E. coli bacterium is there, sir.
Yeah.
That helps in synthesizing vitamin B12.
Okay, okay. So even when you are explaining, it's very interesting. Actually,
Yes.
biological science is a very interesting. Even the students also will.
So question may be asked like this, sir. How nitrates are formed?
Okay. So urea fertilizer. So among these 4 options, it is a nitrogen.
Nitrogen,
So
sir.
this is a correct answer. So like see, because if you consent to a particular area, means a physical science teacher or a maths teacher, so their perception is different, but actual thing is it's concerned to the biological sense, obviously. So as a student, you know all these things. So this is very, very important. So now we are going to shift for the next one. Which one of the following is not responsible for water shortage? This is the question. So one is here the options are mismanagement of water resources, second one is heavy rainfall, third one is increasing population, and the fourth one is rapid growth of industries. Which one of the following is not responsible for water shortage? So this is water shortage. So
I'll take it, sir.
yeah, sure.
So just look at the stem, sir. Not that need to be focused.
Yeah,
Not responsible for water shortage.
yeah, yes,
So clearly, obviously, the answer is B, sir.
yeah,
Heavy rainfall.
yeah. So yeah, yes, yes, correct.
So
Because-
actually, students may get confused because they don't focus on the not
yes,
water shortage, not responsible for water shortage.
yes, yes.
They need to focus that not.
So this is a very important.
Yes.
So because
While reading
all,
STEM is very important, sir.
all 4 options, so out of
They
4
are-
options, 3 options are responsible for water shortage. So the children may get confused.
Yes.
with this. So here very clear.
Yes, sir.
The heavy rainfall means we have adequate water,
Water.
more than adequate water.
Yes.
So obviously it's not water shortage for the heavy rainfall. Mismanagement of water resources means so if you
Wastage of water,
wastage of water, so it causes to the shortage of
Shortage of
water.
water. It is
Even
responsible.
increasing of population.
Yes.
When the population are increasing, so
Demands.
obviously consumption of water also increases.
Increase.
So definitely it leads to the shortage of water.
Yes, it is directly
Yeah.
proportional.
Yes.
Yes.
So where is rapid growth of industries? When the
Industries.
rapid growth of industries, so obviously it need more water. So wastage of water is also more. So usage of water, consumption of water, wastage of water, all are increased, which leads to water shortage.
Yes, sir.
So mismanagement of water resource, increasing of population and rapid growth of industries, all these 3 leads to water shortage.
Yes.
But only one is, that is heavy rainfall gives more water. So the answer not responsible for water shortage is heavy rainfall. See how simple. So if you read the question properly, then you can answer easily, but without reading a question properly, then there is a problem for choosing a wrong option. Clear? Okay, now we will shift to the next one. The International Year of Fresh Water was observed in. Okay, this one is given. The International Year of Fresh Water is observed in. This is the question is given. So in 2008, 2011, 2010 and 2003. So generally this question comes into
Memory
the
based. Memory based.
memory based question, and it comes to even general knowledge also,
Yes,
GK,
yes.
because out of 20 questions, so there may be mixed, because I collected all these questions, so not in order.
Okay.
So yeah, so actually it is given in science. So in given in science, maybe the question comes in the general awareness or general knowledge also, like. Okay, anyway, the next one, the chemical formula of blue vitriol is, so is comes under the chemistry, sir. Blue
Yes,
one.
Copper.
So here
Yeah.
copper sulfate,
Yes.
magnesium sulfate, MsUSO4, MgSO4,
Silver
FeSO4, ferrous sulfate, and silver sulfate, AgSO4.
The color of the copper sulfate is always blue, sir.
sir.
Yes,
So that's why the blue vitriol is copper sulfate.
Yeah, you can say easily.
Yes.
So because
the
a
children can see if you see the copper sulfate crystals, you can understand what color it is. So it is a blue crystalline. So that's why so blue vitriol is copper sulfate.
yeah, so it's a very straight question just for identification of the copper. So is a copper sulfate easily. So definitely you can children can answer it. Okay, okay. Next, this is mostly how you pronounce it?
Cascuta is an example of
Cascuta is an example of. So that is autotroph, parasites, saprotroph and host. So it is purely biological
Yes.
science. Then you can say what is the answer for it.
So let us see the options, sir. Autotroph.
Okay,
Autotroph is a plant, green plant.
okay, okay,
So which can prepare or it can prepare its own food.
okay,
The plant, green plant, obviously green plant. Cascuta is a not green plant.
okay,
Parasite.
okay.
Parasite means it needs host.
Yeah, it depends on another one.
Yes, it needs host to survive.
Okay.
It gets its requirements from the host.
Yeah.
Cascuta is a complete parasite. It is a stem parasite.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, in our surroundings, we can see yellow color thread like plants are there.
Okay,
It
okay.
creeps over the wild plants.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, in Telugu, it is known as Bangaru Teega.
Okay, okay, okay.
Bright yellow color twining branches
Yeah,
could
yeah,
be
we
seen.
are observing
Yes,
that
sir.
sometimes
That is
mostly-
Cascuta, sir.
Okay,
Cascuta
Cascuta.
reflexa.
Okay.
Cascuta reflexa. It is generally the green plants are having a chlorophyll.
Okay, okay.
With the help of chlorophyll, they convert chemical energy into sorry
Yeah, the
for-
full-
for
due to
radiation
by
of
using
sunlight,
photosynthesis, they prepare the
radiation of
food.
sunlight into chemical energy.
Yeah.
With the help of that chemical energy, they convert carbon dioxide into carbohydrate.
Okay.
So, they are autotrophs obviously.
Okay.
The cuscuta is not green in color.
Hmm.
Saprophyte. I need to go to third option, saprophyte.
Okay.
Saprophytes are generally fungi.
Okay. Fungi.
Yes, sir. They don't have chlorophyll, they don't have pigments.
Okay.
So, they decompose the dead organic matter.
Okay. Okay.
Almost all the saprophytes, most of the fungi and most of the bacteria are saprophytes, sir.
Okay.
So, generally the bacteria, saprophytic bacteria and saprophytic fungi are called natural scavengers.
Okay. Okay.
They eliminate the dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Without saprophytes, we cannot imagine the world.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
So, they are full of dead bodies.
every animal has its own significance.
Yes, they are helping Mother Nature.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they are cleaning the dead bodies.
Okay.
They decompose the dead bodies and they recycle the nutrients
Mm-hmm.
from the dead bodies.
Okay.
And they again they provide in the form of minerals.
Okay.
So, in that way the saprophytes help the nature.
Okay.
So, cuscuta is not saprophyte.
Okay.
And host is it provides to the it provides nutrients, water, etc. to the parasite.
Okay.
It is not a host.
Okay.
Generally it is yellow in color. In Telugu it is known as Bangaru Tiga.
Okay.
That's why it is a parasite. It is a complete stem parasite.
Yeah. This is a very important to all the students. The reason is, so you have to know all the 4 options when you are going to prepare for the examination. So, blindly don't by heart and don't read the answers from question and answer. So, you have to learn each and every option, what is autotroph, what is parasite, what is saprotroph and what is host, and cuscuta and comes and which one among these 4. So, like you have to this is a very important, sir explained very well. So, cuscuta is comes under the parasite.
Yes,
so, this okay. Next, carbohydrates are made of carbohydrates. So, maybe everyone knows it is
biomolecules.
It's organic chemistry and comes under the chemistry. So, Harikrishna sir will say this.
So, the name itself carbohydrate.
Yes.
Hydrate in the sense hydrogen plus oxygen.
Okay.
And carbo including carbon.
Yes.
So, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen.
Yeah.
These 3 together we will call it as carbohydrates.
Yes.
So, remaining we can say hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen. They can't have any compound.
Yes.
Oxygen, carbon, nitrogen. These 3 also they don't form any combinational compound.
Okay.
Nitrogen, hydrogen, sulfur, it don't have any carbon.
Maybe carbon, nitrogen and oxygen maybe comes as a part of one aldehydes, I think so.
Yeah.
CH3CN like
nitrocarbons. Nitrocarbons like that.
Okay.
Generally in almost all the biomolecules these 3 elements are there, sir.
Yeah.
Without carbon, without hydrogen, without oxygen, there is no organic compound.
Yes.
So, that is why 3 A is a correct answer, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen.
Yeah,
they are called carbohydrates.
Sir, you said correct because both of you said the same thing here. Without carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, there is no
organic compound.
So, the carbohydrates is one of the organic compound. Obviously,
yes.
So they are made up with carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So, like what Harikrishna sir said, hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen. So, once you say carbohydrate, carbon is one of a element there. It's very clear. So, among these 4 options, okay.
Hydrogen should be there.
Yeah.
Hydrate means hydrogen.
A and C maybe comes. Again, if you go for that, so carbohydrates, means hydrogen. So, hydrogen should be there, of course. Like you have to know all these things, then like you can eliminate. Otherwise, a simple concept, because if you say carbohydrates comes under the organic compound, so it should have that is carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, that's good. So, which option best describes a tropical region? Tropical region means generally comes under
hot and humid.
Okay.
Tropical region generally will have hot and temperature is high and high rainfall will be there.
Yes.
Okay.
So, because of the high rainfall, it has high humid conditions.
Okay.
So, it is generally hot and humid.
Okay.
So, cold it never be a cold conditions, because tropical region the sun will be in the 90 degrees at the 90 degrees. That is why always it is hot. We can't say it is a cold.
Okay.
So, hot and dry, it can't be dry. because rainfall, highest rainfall is there and humidity conditions are there,
Okay.
and low temperature and high rainfall is correct, but
Okay.
low temperature is incorrect.
Okay.
So from these options we can select A is the correct answer,
Yes.
hot
Yes.
and humid.
Okay.
So in hot and humid conditions, if they exist only, then the high rainfall will come.
Okay. Yeah.
So high evaporation effect, because of the evaporation, the high evaporation of water will lead to the high rainfall.
Yeah, yeah.
So because of the hot and humid conditions.
Yeah. So in the tropical region, generally there is a maximum temperature. Due to maximum temperature and heavy rainfall, so the water will be evaporated and forms humidity also. So the hot and humid are the two conditions in the tropical region, you can say easily. Correct. Okay.
This is also general question.
Yeah, the general question. So that's the reason science. So there is no specificality to say this comes under the this only. Just now a lot of debate happens, and this comes whether it comes in the biological sense or that's the reason. See, in CBSE in NCERT syllabus there is only one science.
Yes, yes.
In
There
state
is no
syllabus is
physical.
only we are
Yes.
discussing about biological science and physical science, but there even in examination also there is no separate paper.
That much differentiation is required.
Yeah.
Why? Because every subject will have their own specific
Okay.
condition. That's
And
why children need to learn all the subjects.
Yeah. So there is and means what we are going to say means there is no possibility to say this comes under the biological science, this comes under the physical
All
science.
comes under general science.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it comes under the general science, correct. So like sometimes it is easy to, so in the examination also what is given simply a lot of debate may be happen. If you say question is given in the physical science paper, of course is given in the biological science. If you say simply science, then there is no argument at all, like they think so. Okay. Now we are going to shift for the next one. Soil contains greater proportion of big particles to be. Soil contains greater proportion of big particles to be.
Clayey.
So here the four options: clayey soil, sandy soil, loamy soil, and all of them.
Okay, I'll take it, sir.
Yeah.
So soil is made up of all these components, sir.
Okay.
Gravel, sand,
Mm.
clay particles.
Okay.
When the 90% of clay particles are there, then the soil is called clayey soil.
Okay.
In the 90% of soil is made up of sand, then the soil is called as sandy soil.
Okay.
When come to the third option, loamy soil,
Loamy.
it has equal proportion of all these three:
Okay. Okay.
sand and clay.
Okay.
And gravel, nil. There is no gravel particle in the loamy soil.
Okay. Okay.
Silt, sand, and clay particles are equal in proportion. That's why loamy soils are fertile.
Okay.
They support almost all the type of vegetation. All the types of plants can grow in loamy soils.
Okay. Okay.
It can hold air as well as water.
Okay.
It has water holding capacity, and air holding capacity is maximum in loamy soils. So when compared to see the stem, soil contains greater proportion of big particles. So come to this particles, about particles, the sand particles are larger in size. Then comes to after sand particles, clay particles, then
Okay.
silt. Silt is very smaller and smaller particles.
Okay.
The answer is sandy soil, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So, sir is explained what is clayey soil, sandy soil, loamy soil. And so, for this question, soil contains greater proportion of big particles to be in all of them. This is a correct answer.
Sandy soil is correct answer.
Sandy soil is a correct
Yes.
answer. Correct. Yeah. Now we are shifting to this one. Which of the following relations is correct? Means it's a straight question.
Yes.
Depends on the formula. Formula means of speed. So we here the given speed means, as you remember, Harikrishna sir, what is speed? How you are going to define and how you are going to explain it?
The distance traveled in a specific time period is called speed.
Yeah.
So distance, time, speed, both are interrelated.
Yeah.
So speed is equal to distance traveled in a specific time period,
Yeah.
means distance by time.
Yeah.
So that's why speed is equal to distance by time.
Yeah. You can say speed equal to distance traveled in unit time simply.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unit time. So, that is the reason speed equal to simply distance by time, but here to confuse the children the question options are given as speed equal to time by distance and distance by time, distance into time and 1 by distance into time. So, a little of a confusion to the children, but if you know the formula you can say directly as speed
That is
equal
why
to
conceptual understanding is very important. The distance travelled in specific time is called speed.
yeah.
So, that is why the distance travelled is very important, distance by time,
Yes.
and the specific time means distance by time is speed. So, conceptual understanding is very important. Whenever you want to apply for conditions, the concept will help the children. They need to learn what is speed and how to apply that and what is distance.
Okay.
So, in problematic questions also, if they given as a problem, they need to calculate something. So, if they know the relation between these three, they can do that problem.
Yeah.
They can solve the problem.
Yeah. So, this is very very important, as you know this you can say the formula. So, especially for physics you have a good practice in the formulas, and of course, you have very less number of formulas up to 8th, because numericality is less up to 8th standard. So, as you grow up 9th to 10th, so the numericality will increase in the, especially in physics concept, but in the previous classes means 6th, 7th, 8th. So, numericality formulas are very less. So, very simple, very
This
straight.
is the concept in the 7th class itself.
Yes, yes.
The
So, you
general
can
science.
say easily. So, now we are going to discuss some more questions and some concepts which are going to be concentrate on physics and biological science. We will discuss with our subject experts. So, just we will take a 5 minutes break. After break, so again we will continue our discussion about this paper. And the meantime, for the it's a good opportunity to all of you. You can make a phone call also if you have anyone have a doubt among these concepts, or already you have some doubts. Already subject experts are here, they will clarify your doubts, not only for the subject concept, how to prepare and which areas you are going to prepare, like all those things also both the sirs will discuss. So, we will come back within 5 minutes. Okay, namaste.
జనరల్ నాలెడ్జ్ లో మన విజ్ఞానాన్ని మరింత పెంచేందుకు టీసాట్ ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమం చేపట్టింది. పలు అంశాలపై మనకున్న తెలివితేటల్ని పరీక్షించుకోవడం, తెలియని అంశాలపై అవగాహన పెంచుకునేందుకు ఈ కార్యక్రమం రూపకల్పన చేసింది. ఈ ప్రత్యేక క్విజ్ కార్యక్రమంలో మీరు పాల్గొనాలనుకుంటున్నారా? మీ విజ్ఞానాన్ని మా ద్వారా ప్రపంచానికి పంచాలనుకుంటున్నారా? అయితే మీ ప్రశ్నలు మరియు ఆప్షన్స్ మా టీసాట్ ఛానల్ పై నేరుగా సంధించండి లేదా ఈమెయిల్ కు పంపించగలరు. ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్: When is Consumer Rights Day celebrated across the world? Option A, 15th March. Option B, 25th March. Option C, 15th April. Option D, 16th March. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option A, 15th March. World Consumer Rights Day is an annual event celebrated on March 15th to raise awareness about consumer rights and needs. The day is an opportunity to celebrate the power of consumers and demand that their rights be respected and protected. In India, however, National Consumer Rights Day is celebrated every December 24th. On this day, many campaigns and activities are organized to achieve change and modification in the government policies in favor of consumers and also behavior of corporations towards the consumers. Next question: which is the most intelligent animal after human? Option A, monkey. Option B, dolphin. Option C, lion. Option D, tiger. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option B, dolphin. Bottlenose dolphins are one of the few species, along with apes and humans, that have the ability to recognize themselves in a mirror. This is considered reflective of their intelligence. Dolphins are also among the few animals that have been documented using tools. Dolphins demonstrate the ability to do all of these things, and most scientists agree that dolphins are very intelligent. They are notoriously talented mimics and quick learners. They demonstrate self-awareness, problem-solving, empathy, innovation, teaching skills, grief, joy and playfulness. Next question. Which creature is that which takes a taste of everything not with the tongue but with its feet? Option A. Butterflies. Option B. Bees. Option C. Mosquito. Option D. Cockroach. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option A. Butterflies. Butterflies don't have tongues. They have a proboscis, which many people think of as a tongue, but it's more like having your mouth extended into a long tube. They do have some taste buds on their proboscis and some on their antenna as well, but most of the taste buds are focused on their feet. Next question. Who is the head of the Indian Armed Forces? Option A. Ministry of Defense. Option B. Home Minister. Option C. President. Option D. Prime Minister. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option C. President. The President is the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces. The President can declare war or conclude peace on the advice of the Union Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. Next question. How many players are there in one team in ice hockey game? Option A. 7 players. Option B. 11 players. Option C. 9 players. Option D. 6 players. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option D. 6 players. Ice hockey is a game between two teams who wear skates and compete on an ice rink. Each team usually has 6 players. The object is to propel the puck past a goal line and into a net guarded by a goaltender. Ice hockey is popular for its speed and frequent physical contact. Next question. Which city was the capital city of India before Delhi? Option A. Mumbai. Option B. Chennai. Option C. Kolkata. Option D. Hyderabad. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option C. Kolkata. In December 1911, King George V of Britain decreed the capital of British India would be moved from Calcutta to Delhi. Calcutta served as the capital. Shifting of the capital from Calcutta to Delhi was led by two major factors: Indian Councils Act of 1909. Next question. Who discovered the solar system? Option A. Copernicus. Option B. Kepler. Option C. Aryabhatta. Option D. Newton. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option A. Copernicus. In 1543, Nicholas Copernicus detailed his radical theory of the universe, in which the Earth along with the other planets rotated around the Sun. His theory took more than a century to become widely accepted. Next question. The brightest planet is option A. Jupiter. Option B. Mars. Option C. Venus. Option D. Mercury. Your time starts now.
Namaste. Welcome back to our orientation on PM Yasasvi scholarship test for especially on science subject. As you know it, 20 questions will come from this examination from science area. Already we are discussing with most of the questions which are asked in the last year, and some more questions also here. So, subject experts are here, we will discuss and we will continue our discussion. So, let us discuss the next question. The productive part of a plant is, so it comes under the biological sense. Yes. So, here 4 options are given. One is leaf, second one is stem, third one is root, and fourth one is flower. Okay,
sir.
Yeah.
I will take it, sir.
Okay.
The reproductive part Generally in plants, two types of reproductions are there, asexual reproduction
Okay.
and sexual reproduction.
Okay.
If you take the parts of the plant, so leaf has a specific function, photosynthesis, stem need to conduct water and food,
Okay.
roots has to absorb water and it has to fix the plant into the soil.
Okay.
And the last option is flower.
Okay.
Flower is a reproductive part.
Yeah.
It produces pollen grains and ovules. So automatically the flower is the answer.
Yeah.
It helps in sexual reproduction.
Okay.
It has both male and female parts.
Okay.
Male parts are generally in 7th class it is there, sir.
Hmm.
So stamens are called as male parts
Okay.
and gynoecium is female part.
Okay.
Stamens produce pollen grains and gynoecium is made up of 3 parts: ovary, style, stigma.
Okay.
Inside the ovary, ovules are there.
Okay.
Ovules are female parts.
Okay.
So obviously the answer is flower.
Yeah. So the reproductive part of a plant is very clear. So flower is the correct answer. Like you have to read all the 4 options, then go for it, because so each question carries 4 marks.
Yes.
So if you make a mistake, you will lose 4 marks. So take care, read carefully. You have enough time. So already I said it is a 2.5 hours, means 150 minutes. So 150 minutes, 100 questions. So you have ample of time to select the correct answer. So read the options carefully and find the correct answer. Now we are shifting to the next one. Of course, it is also biological science. In plants, water and minerals is transported through vascular tissue is called.
Okay, sir, I will take it, sir.
Okay.
So in plants, there are 3 types of tissues are there:
Okay.
meristematic tissues,
Okay.
ground tissues and vascular tissues.
Okay.
Meristematic tissues are help in growth and development.
Okay.
Generally they are found in the growing tips,
Okay.
and the second tissue is ground tissue. The majority of the plant body is made up of ground tissue.
Okay.
Collenchyma, parenchyma, sclerenchyma, all these three types of tissues comes under ground tissue.
Okay.
And the last one, vascular tissue. The name itself is indicating, sir, vascular, vessel like,
Okay.
conducting. The meaning of vascular is the tissue which has vessels.
Okay.
Vessels means a tube like, narrow tube like structures.
Okay.
Vascular tissues are of 2 types, xylem and phloem.
Okay.
Xylem and phloem.
Yeah.
Xylem is a water conducting tissue.
Mm-hmm.
It conducts water along with the minerals.
Okay.
So the water and minerals are absorbed by root. These water and minerals are to be conducted to the various parts of the plant body through the xylem.
Okay.
Xylem has 4 types of cells:
Mm-hmm.
xylem tracheids, xylem vessels,
Okay.
xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma.
Okay.
So vessel like structures help in conduction. It conducts water and minerals.
Okay.
Phloem is also a conducting tissue. It is a vascular tissue. It conducts food from the leaves.
Okay.
As we know, food is being prepared in the leaves.
Yeah.
That food has to be supplied to the various parts of the plant body
Okay.
with the help of phloem. Phloem is also a vascular tissue. It is also composed of 5 different types of cells:
Okay.
sieve cells, sieve tubes, phloem parenchyma, companion cells and phloem fibers.
Okay.
So obviously the phloem is food conducting tissue, xylem is water conducting tissue.
Yeah.
Here water and minerals are transported through xylem.
Okay.
The answer is A, sir, xylem.
Yeah. So like sir is given clear information to you about the vascular tissue and which will take some water and minerals transported.
I need to explain about C, sir, cambium.
Hmm.
Cambium is nothing but this is the other name of meristematic tissue.
Okay.
So in textbooks also the term is given.
Mm-hmm.
Generally the term meristematic tissue is generally used,
Okay.
but sometimes the cambium is also used.
Okay.
The cambium is present in the vascular bundles between xylem and phloem.
Okay.
It helps in secondary growth.
Okay. So especially from after discussion of all these things, we come to a conclusion that maybe all of you know that this keywords,
Yes, sir.
these are most important. Recently even in Unnati program also
Yes,
already
I
it's given more importance. So, when you want to write a lesson plan, first you have to take prerequisites and the keywords. So, that is one of the major reasons. If you are just now you in the conversation also you said, if the teacher knows the words, keywords and terminology properly, 50% concepts the children can understand easily. Just by knowing the keyword and its meaning.
Yes,
that's
important.
So, nearly 50% of the syllabus the children can learn. So, all the children, it's a good suggestion from our subject experts. So, you have to concentrate in each chapter what are the keywords and what is its meaning.
Yes.
This is a very important,
particularly in biology, sir.
Especially in biology.
Most of the terms are from Latin and Greek, sir.
Yeah.
They need to understand what is the meaning of that particular term.
Yeah. So, even in our training programs also, we are giving more focus on that, even reading and writing also.
Yes.
Because just you said most of the words are Latin and Greek words. So, the pronunciation, how to pronounce also, that is a very important.
Yes.
So, of course, to learn it, because without having a proper pronunciation, when you by heart it, then there is no use.
No use.
You have to by heart, means you have to remember those words in a proper manner, and you should know the meaning of it. That is a very important. See, all these are new words.
Yes,
so,
sir.
which is not in regular usage.
Yes.
So, these are not in a regular usage words. So, that is a very important. Even chemistry also, some new words will be there.
Yeah, we call it as a scientific words.
Yeah, scientific words. So, that is very important. Yeah. Now, shifting to the next again. So, mostly in my observation, when you see all the questions, maximum part is biology. Correct? Yeah. The blood circulation was discovered by just John Dalton, Thomas Alva Edison, William Harvey, Alexander Fleming. These are the
if you look at the options, sir, option A and B are from physics.
Yes.
John Dalton and Thomas Alva Edison.
Yeah.
So, no way related to biology.
Yeah.
Alexander Fleming, I want to talk about Alexander Fleming.
Okay.
Alexander Fleming was a microbiologist.
Okay.
He was a doctor. So, he was accidentally found. Most of the people will think that scientists are very serious.
Okay.
Actually, one of my professor was telling Alexander Fleming was a very lazy person.
Okay.
He was culturing bacterium in the laboratory. He forgot. Generally, the bacterium was will be cultured in the petri dish. So, it takes 3-4 days.
Okay.
Generally, the scientists will research, persons will plan. Generally, they culture, they start culturing on Friday.
Okay.
By the next week, when they come back, they could find nice colonies of bacteria.
Okay.
But
The
the
growth-
Alexander Fleming,
Growth will be observed
yes,
by the time.
after 4 days, you can culture, you can save the time.
Okay.
So, that is why generally the scientists will culture any microorganism on Friday.
Okay. So, because
by
Saturday,
Monday,
Sunday,
by, yes,
yeah,
by
weekend days,
yes,
those are.
yes.
Yes.
Alexander Fleming forgot.
Okay.
He came back after weekdays.
Okay.
Some of the petri dishes, even you could not find a single bacterium.
Okay.
A single bacterium. Actually, he was cultured bacteria. Bacteria used to be there. Some of the petri dishes are with fine colonies of bacteria.
Okay.
But in one of the petri dish, a single bacterium was not there. Instead of bacterium, suddenly you could found a green fungus.
Okay.
This was occurred in 1920s, sir. He was a military doctor.
Okay.
He has a passion about culturing bacteria. He was doing research on bacterium,
Okay.
a pathogenic bacterium,
Okay.
and he is surprised from where it came, that fungus, and what happened to that bacterium.
Okay.
Suddenly he got the idea.
Okay.
Because of that fungus, there is no bacterium in the petri dish. That means you could find that fungus has the power to kill the bacterium.
Okay. So, he invented the.
He invented the penicillin.
Okay.
That green fungus is nothing but it is a penicillium.
Yeah,
Penicillium
so see,
notatum, Penicillium
so
crassagenium.
this is a very good thing. So
Yes, sir.
means here, so you when you are going to, of course, this is a small submission, a request, suggestion, whatever it may be, you can call it. So to all the teachers, so when you are going to explain something, you have to say the historical facts
Yes.
about that particular thing.
Yes,
This is
sir.
a very important. So it creates interest among the children to learn those things. So this is a very important.
Yes, sir. Teacher need to encourage children to read those books about scientists,
Yes.
how they discovered those things. So
I think you can explain Alva
Yeah.
Edison.
John Dalton. So he has atomic theory. So Dalton theory,
Yes.
and Thomas Alva Edison. So Thomas Alva Edison, he invented bulb, electric bulb.
Yeah.
So he tried 1000 times.
Yes.
But he failed. Finally, he got succeeded. So if you try for more than 1000 times, but he never left that idea. So he got some idea and he improvised every time,
Yes.
and he got succeeded. So those two are belongs to chemistry and physics.
Yeah.
The correct answer is William Harvey, sir.
Yeah.
Blood circulation was discovered by William Harvey.
Yeah. So William Harvey is discovered by, of course,
blood
discovered
circulation.
blood circulation.
Yes,
And
sir.
just now, why we said this answer means, as you know that. So John Dalton is a Dalton theory is there. It's a very familiar thing here. Even Thomas Alva, because of Thomas Alva Edison, we are
sitting
here,
here in
and
under the
you
light.
can view our
Each
program.
other,
So
yes.
because of this, this cinema projector, everything is invented by the Thomas Alva Edison. Even bulb also invented by Thomas Alva Edison. So now it's a great opportunity to us to once again remember the greatest scientist, Thomas
There
Alva
are so many
Edison.
books available in the market
Yeah.
about the scientists, the history of scientists.
Yes.
So even Indian scientists also. So if they have, understand about that how they have discovered, and then they will have ability, they will develop the ability of scientific temperament
Yeah.
in the children. So that's very important. So nowadays they are reading in the mobiles and somewhere in the laptops. That is not correct. So reading ability should be developed through textbooks.
Yes.
So they need to bought those scientist books, and they need to read those books.
Yeah. So government also is planning to conduct a various kinds of competitions and projects like Inspire Awards, Atal Tinkering Labs, Atal Tinkering Marathons, like different things means to encourage the children, for innovation, discovery, even tinkering also. All these things. So how you are going to get all these things? By motivating yourself. How you are going to motivate? By reading the various scientists and their inventions and discoveries. Then that will give maximum motivation to you to do the things best. Okay, now we are going to the next one here. The eye of the storm is here. 4 options are given: center of cyclone, heavy rain, heavy clouds, none of these. So the question is very clear.
Yes.
So remaining are odd man out. So you can say easily, you can say correct answer.
Yes.
So now everyone can be mostly identify the answer. Am I correct? So you can say as a center of
Storm itself indicates cyclone.
yeah.
So it's a center of cyclone.
Yes. So yeah. So the eye of the storm is simply you can say as a center of a cyclone. Clear? Like you can get the answer. Sometimes the question by just observation you will get the answer. So like then you feel very happy to get this kind of questions in the examination. Am I correct? Okay. Now you shift to the next question. Yeah. The salt is used as a baking powder. So actually it's a very good concept, because sodium has so many products. So sodium chloride, sodium bicarbonate, sodium carbonate, and the things which are used in a daily life situation. So you are taking a soda, correct? Soda water. What is soda water? When you pour the carbon dioxide into the water, then carbonic acid from all the different kinds of cool drinks where you are thinking, just only they are adding different flavors.
Yes.
But the basic component is carbonic acid.
Yes.
Correct? Like you have different kinds of salts. So the question is the salt used in baking powder. Sir.
Okay, let us see all the 4 options. Sodium chloride
Okay.
Sodium chloride we will not use in the as a baking powder.
Yeah.
Sodium bicarbonate.
Yeah.
Sodium bicarbonate is the right answer, and another one is sodium carbonate.
Yes.
Sodium carbonate is used as a washing soda,
Yes.
and magnesium sulfate is a chemical.
Yeah.
Okay, it will so it has no work with the baking powder. So sodium chloride and sodium bicarbonate, sodium carbonate, and magnesium sulfate. Right answer is sodium bicarbonate.
Yes.
So why we use sodium bicarbonate?
Yeah.
Because as a baking powder. So baking powder generally used to make cakes,
Yeah.
or in baking industry.
For baking.
Yeah, in making bread. Generally you use making the bread.
Yeah.
So why bread is very soft and jelly type?
Yes.
Because when you heat that sodium bicarbonate, the carbon dioxide will move fastly from that substance,
Okay.
that dung. So that dung will release the carbon dioxide very fast, so that it will make holes while coming out.
Okay.
That's why the bread or cake is very smooth and soft.
Okay.
So because to get smooth and soft, they are adding sodium bicarbonate in that.
Okay.
That's why we are using baking soda.
Okay. So to make that substances more soft, generally we are using the baking powder. So so Harikrishna sir said here already. So when you add the baking powder, so the chemical process starts, means carbon dioxide want to get out from that one. So in the process it forms the holes inside it, obviously. So it becomes as a very soft and silky.
Yeah, in cooking also we use baking powder or baking soda.
Yes.
So it also makes some holes in the materials, cooking materials. That's why it will become so small, soft, and it will be cooked very easy, very fast.
Okay. So if you take hard things you want to cook very fast, generally they will add this baking soda, then it increase the speed of cooking. So that's one of the reason. And as you know that don't get a confusion, sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3, Na2CO3. Sodium carbonate is a washing soda, sodium bicarbonate is cooking soda. Baking
Yes,
soda means
generally.
you can say as cooking soda. So these two comes as a sodas only. So that is we can say cooking soda and washing soda. Clear? And one more confusion, both are in the same color,
Yes.
white color. By tasting only you can identify which is the baking
Yeah,
soda.
by tasting we can't identify,
Yeah.
because every salt tastes similar.
Okay.
So don't try to taste any
then
salt.
how you are going to identify those things?
Yeah,
So by labeling, if the sodium bicarbonate is there, sodium carbonate is there,
yeah,
then you can
if
identify
they
it.
react to something, so sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is sodium bicarbonate, is reacted to any chemical, then only with the help of the product we can understand it is a sodium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate.
Okay, okay.
By seeing or by tasting we can't understand what it is.
So that's a labeling of the food substances is very
Very
important.
important. If you
So
change
without
those-
labeling, so the white color powder is there. If you want to taste it, then the things will be maybe different. Correct. Okay. Now the substance is extracted from the lichens.
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 Yes.
Oh, lichens. So this is actually the best question. So I have listened more number of times when I have a conversation with the senior persons. See, the teachers are explaining a litmus paper. So when it is a blue litmus is converted into red, it is called acid. When red litmus is converted blue, then but no one will say why the color was changed. So that's the question. So mostly the seniors will say. So maybe this question is a concern to that one. Sir, can you say the substance extracted from lichens?
Okay. Let me talk about the lichens. First, they need to understand what is lichen.
Yeah.
Lichen is a plant body.
Okay.
Generally, in Hindi, it is known as patharpul.
Okay.
Generally, you can see the patches on the stone and on the bark of stems.
Okay.
Generally, they are pollution indicators. That they are very sensitive plants. If there is a pollution, they don't grow.
Okay.
If there is no pollution, they grow.
Okay.
So they are lichens.
Lichens.
Lichen is a plant body.
Is a plant
It is
body.
made up of both algae and fungi.
Algae and fungi.
Algae and fungi. There is a symbiotic relationship between one fungus and one algae.
Okay.
Generally, fungus will perform reproduction function and algae performs photosynthesis,
Okay.
preparation of food materials. So there is a close knitting relationship between these two,
Okay.
and they form a separate plant body.
Okay.
Either it is not a algae, it is not a fungi.
Okay.
It is made up of both components.
Okay. Okay.
One algal component is there, one fungal component is there.
Okay.
So, algal component is called phycobiont,
Okay.
fungal component is called mycobiont.
Okay.
Phycobiont plus mycobiont is equal to lichen.
Okay. It's the combination of these two.
Combination of these two plants, sir.
Okay. Okay.
So, lichens generally they grow on rocks as a patch,
Okay. Okay.
as a slight bluish green in color patches could be seen where there is no pollution.
Okay. Okay.
On the bark of the stems also they are grown. That is based on these categories. Lichens are of two types: crustose lichen, foliage lichen.
Okay.
Foliage like flower, they generally they grow on the bark. Crustose, crust means hard surface,
Okay.
they grow on the rocks.
Okay.
Generally they are used as indicators, pollution indicators.
Okay.
If you can find the lichen in our surroundings, there is no pollution. That area is pollution free.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. By seeing the lichen,
yeah, so natural
pollution indicators.
Pollution indicators.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They are
like
very
that.
sensitive.
Okay.
They cannot grow in polluted areas.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, the answer is
simply
Yes,
From
sir,
the extraction of
indicators,
lichens,
yeah.
they will prepare the blue litmus papers and red
Yes.
litmus papers.
Red must be okay, lichens. So here options are given: indicator, salt,
it's not a salt,
acid,
it is not
base.
acid, it is not base.
Yeah, so clearly, very
Yes.
clear, it's an indicator, and generally used to whether that area is highly polluted or not polluted.
Yes.
Like
By seeing the lichens, we can say, sir.
And one more thing, sir, indicators is a very important area regarding questions. So, phenolphthalein, methyl orange,
Oh, yeah.
even we have natural indicators also there.
Yes.
So, they will ask what type of color you will get by adding this indicator.
Okay.
The type of questions will come from acids and bases.
Okay. Okay.
So, that indicator is a very important. Say everyone will say if red litmus is changed into blue litmus, it will be base.
Yeah.
So that is a very simple question. But what type of indicator is used, and when that indicator is added to acid, what is the color
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
will get, and what indicator is used to get that color.
Okay.
So regarding indicators and colors also, they can ask questions.
Okay. That's good. So now we are going to shift to the next question. Which of the following does not yield wool? That's here 4 animals are given
Yes.
here. One is yak, second one is camel, third one is goat, and fourth one is woolly dog.
Woolly dog. So, I will take it, sir.
Yeah, sure.
So, yak is a wild animal.
Yeah.
Wild, actually it is like buffalo.
Okay.
So, Adavidunna, generally in Telugu it is known as Adavidunna
Yeah.
yak. Jadala barre, the name itself is indicating. If you can understand the term, Jadalu means hair.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So,
For
wool
Telugu,
is yes.
okay, Telugu medium students, they can identify it. It's not a problem. But the examination is purely in English or Hindi.
They know the yak. Yak
They
meaning
will
they know.
generally live in Himalayas.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. To protect from severe cold,
Okay.
there is a long hair. The body is covered with long hair, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Both first 3 animals, we can see their body is covered with hair.
Even
And
camel also.
Yes, camel also.
Okay.
Fine hair is there, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Fine wool is extracted from camel, sir.
Camel.
Even goat is also same.
Yeah.
Yeah, wool is extracted. The answer, incorrect answer is not yielding wool.
Okay.
In stem, you can see does not yield wool.
Yes.
So, the answer is dog, sir.
Okay.
Woolly dog.
Yeah. Yeah. So, this is a very important, and you know, just it's a clear when you know about all these animals, you can say answer properly.
Yes.
Correct. But don't get is already woolly is there, so don't go for
To get confused,
don't get
that
confused.
distractor is given, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Now the next one is bile juice is stored in. Of course, this is also
Yes.
biological science, and pancreas, stomach, gallbladder, and small intestine.
Okay, let me take it, sir.
Sure.
So, bile juice is a digestive juice, sir.
Yes.
Generally, it helps in digestion of fats.
Okay.
Generally, it does not have enzymes. The digestive juice without enzymes
Okay.
is a bile juice.
Okay.
Generally, it is secreted by liver, sir.
Okay.
Generally, in liver, the bile is produced, being produced, and it is stored in gallbladder.
Okay.
The answer is gallbladder.
Yeah.
Let us talk about the first option, pancreas.
Pancreas.
Pancreas is a very important gland, sir. Generally, it is called as mixed gland.
Okay.
It secretes both exocrine, it acts as a exocrine and endocrine gland.
Oh, yeah.
Exocrine gland is nothing but it secretes enzymes which
Okay.
help in digestion of proteins.
Okay.
Endocrine gland, it is a ductless gland, it acts as a ductless gland.
Okay.
Pancreas has islets of Langerhans inside it.
Okay.
These islets of Langerhans are two types of cells.
Okay.
Generally, at school level, 2 types of cells are will be seen,
Okay.
alpha cells and beta cells.
Okay. Okay.
Alpha cells secrete glucagon and beta cells secrete insulin.
Okay.
So, as we know, insulin helps in conversion of glucose to glycogen.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
Glucagon helps in conversion of glycogen to glucose.
Okay.
So, these both glucagon and insulin are secreted by pancreas,
Okay.
endocrine function.
Okay. That is a function of pancreas.
Pancreas that has a key role, sir.
Okay.
That is why it is generally known as mixed gland.
Okay.
It has both exocrine and endocrine gland functions.
Okay.
Stomach as we know it stores food material temporarily. It is generally it is known as storing part.
Okay.
It is a pouch like structure with thick walls, sir.
Okay.
Generally HCl will be secreted inside the stomach, no way related to bile juice, sir.
Okay.
And the small intestine, as we know, it is a long pipe like structure,
Okay.
coiled structure.
Okay.
It helps in the absorption and further digestion of
Okay.
food materials. Generally, proteins and fats will be finally digested and absorbed into the blood, sir.
Okay.
Villi like structures will be there inside the small intestine. That is why this is also no way relation to bile juice, sir.
Okay.
The answer is gallbladder.
Yeah. Bile juice is stored in gallbladder.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, the next one is the process that is used to separate grain from stalk is called. So, of course, it's everyone knows it, these 4 options easily, but of course, is concerned to the once again in the biological science concept. So, threshings, winnowing, hand picking, vaporization. These are the 4 types of the processes, sir. Which option is correct?
In 7th class, it is there, sir.
Okay.
Separation of materials.
Okay.
So, thrashing
Okay.
is a type of collection of food grains from the generally it is seen in rural India. Rice grains
Okay.
and jowar grains can be collected by that method. Generally, in our area, rice is popularly grown.
Yeah.
Generally, by thrashing the rice crop, we can collect the
through the stones.
yes. They thrash on the stone.
Yes,
They'll make it a small bundle and they will collect the grains, sir.
Okay.
That process is called thrashing. Winnowing is nothing but it's a removal of
Dust
particles from the grains.
Okay.
Hand picking is with the help of hands we can pick the grains.
Okay.
Vaporization is a physical process by by boiling the water
Okay.
or boiling
Generally,
the liquids. We can
hand picking means maybe from
picking up
ground and
stones.
all those
Yes,
things.
yes, sir. Yes,
So, we
sir.
can use the hand picking.
Generally,
For,
that is used daily on daily basis. Household activities, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Hand picking is
collecting
general, yes.
even
On large scale, it is not useful.
like
sir.
red chili or something
Yes,
else.
yes.
So,
hand
picking
by using
then
hands. Name itself is
Yeah, yeah.
indicating. The
Okay.
correct answer is thrashing, sir.
Threshing. Okay.
Yes.
Now, the next one is the transfer of pollen from the anther to the stigma of a flower is called.
So, it is there, sir. In 7th class, it is there, sir.
Okay.
Reproduction in plants. As we know, in previous question also, reproductive part of plants.
Yes, yes.
Flower.
So, flower. That
Yes,
question
sir.
was given.
The previous question already we could explain. In flower, there androecium and gynoecium, both the parts are there. Androecium is made up of stamens, gynoecium is made up of carpels.
Okay.
Andecium, that is stamens, have anther. Anther produce pollen grains.
Okay.
The pollen grains will transfer to the stigma during pollination, sir. The process of pollination is nothing but transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is called pollination.
Okay.
So, fertilization already we have in previous question we have discussed, this is fusion of male and female gametes.
Yeah, you said.
Fusion of male and female gametes is called fertilization. So, dispersal is seed dispersal, sir.
Okay.
Movement of seed.
Yes, movement of seed. And the last one is, what is that, sir? Budding.
Budding.
The development of buds is called budding.
Okay.
Generally with this, the last term we can see in bryophyllum, small buds will grow along the leaf margin.
Okay.
That process is called budding, sir.
Okay, budding. So,
Production of buds.
Yes. So, actually for a layman also, without knowing all this knowledge also, a simple thing is, maybe sometimes maybe correct, always it is not correct.
Yes.
So, pollination.
Grains, yes.
So, maybe like the student may correct this answer. Maybe
they can correlate, they can identify
If the
the
children
answer.
reads the question for
Properly.
1 or 2 times properly, and if they understand the nature of the question, they can simply identify the answer.
Yes, that's that kind of spontaneous response, presence of mind is very, very important.
Sir.
For examination. So, see, maybe the question arises, see that guy is not intelligent than me, but he qualified in the exam, he got maximum marks. Here the presence of mind is very, very important. Read the question, identify the correct answer, that is a crucial thing here, correct. So, how you are going to identify the answer, whether you know the answer or does not know the answer. So, this depends on some, that is the reason in especially in multiple choice questions. So, the presence of mind will plays a vital role to get a success.
Even elimination is also important, sir.
Yeah, elimination is also very important. Yeah.
First of all, we have to eliminate unrelated options.
Yes. Yeah.
Then it will be very easier.
Yeah, just now we start with the first question, which is virtual image, real image, true image, false image. True image and false image cannot be consider those things. So, you can eliminate, means 50% of are eliminated, only 2. So, you have to select virtual image or real image. So, like that. So, elimination is a very, very important. You have to learn, the students, you have to learn this kind of skills. So, definitely that will help you to score maximum in the examination. Okay. Now, we will see one more. Which of the following statement is not correct? So, it is concerned to the forest and so by sides of biology, it is very clear. And I will read the 4 options here. Forests protect the soil from the erosion. And option B, plants and animals in a forest are not dependent on one another. The third one, forest influences the climate and water cycle. The fourth one, soil helps forests to grow and regenerate. So, when you read all these 4 options, you can say answer directly.
Yes, not correct, not correct.
So, the question is not correct.
Yes.
Means only one.
A, C, D are correct, sir.
Yes.
So, B is incorrect, sir.
Yes. So, forests protect the soil from erosion. This is one of the main objective of the forest.
Yes.
So, why we are saying Haritaharam and like we are saying different things, activities, to increase the density of the forest. The reason is, the main reason to protect our environment.
Yes.
The first one is to protect our soil from the erosion.
Yes.
So, this is the first one. So, which is correct. And the next one, the plants and animals in a forest are not dependent on one another. So, it is absolutely wrong, because in our nature all are dependent one another. It's a complete
it's a food chain.
A food chain. So, whether you know that food chain, then all are dependent. So,
yes,
animals are dependent on this, plants obviously. So, it is given is not dependent. So, obviously, it is not correct. Forest influences the climate and water cycle.
Yes, always.
So, it influences, because when you increase the density of the forest, definitely the rainfall also increases, everyone knows it. So, and it also changes, influences the climate also. The soil helps forests to grow and regenerate. So, this is also correct. So, option A, option C, option D all are correct if in point of this question, but only thing is which is not correct, plants and animals in a forest are not dependent on one and another. Okay.
Yes.
Now we go shifting to the next question. Disease known as beriberi caused by deficiency of, so it comes in the vitamins. So
Yes, sir. I'll take it, sir.
yeah.
So vitamin D, vitamin A is retinol, sir. It
Okay.
helps in for high health.
Okay.
Vitamin B is a water soluble vitamin. So it is a complex vitamin actually. It is made up of several vitamins are there.
Okay.
Generally B1 causes beriberi.
Okay.
Vitamin C is ascorbic acid, sir.
Okay.
It is rich in vitamin C, ascorbic acid.
Okay.
So that is also water soluble vitamin.
Hmm.
So deficiency causes scurvy.
Okay.
And
Immunity.
vitamin D is generally it is known as sunshine vitamin.
Okay.
Actually it is not found in sunshine.
Hmm.
Under the sunshine, in the sunshine, below the skin there is a fat layer, sir.
Okay.
That cholesterol will converted into vitamin D, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sun rays will help
Okay. Sun
to
rays will
convert
help to the
formation of vitamin D
yeah, correct.
from the substance which is present below the skin.
Yeah. So,
So
when
that-
you are going to discuss about it, this is very important. So, what are the uses? What are the things when the vitamin is a deficiency in mode? So, vitamin A, what is the use of vitamin A?
It helps in eye health, sir.
Eye health.
Retinol,
Retinol.
generally.
Okay. And when there is a deficiency in the vitamin A, is causes which disease?
Xerophthalmia, generally
Yeah.
ill health
Eye
of
disease.
Eye disease. Okay. In the
Dry
similar
eyes.
manner, yeah, vitamin B. So, vitamin B. if-
Several vitamins are there. Generally, actually, it's a B complex vitamin. Generally, we
yes,
say
yes, yes.
not vitamin B. Generally,
Yeah.
actually, it should be asked as vitamin B1
Yeah, yeah. Vitamin
because it is
B1.
made up of many vitamins. Many
Okay.
vitamins are there.
Okay.
It's not a single vitamin. Vitamin B is not a single.
Okay.
Thiamine, riboflavin, many vitamins, cyanocobalamin,
Okay.
biotin, folic acid.
Okay.
So these are many vitamins are there. That's why generally vitamin B is also known as vitamin B complex.
Okay.
B complex.
B complex,
Yes.
simply as. So, when vitamin B1 is deficiency, then it causes the beriberi.
Yes, sir. Thiamine.
Okay. Okay. Now, coming to the next, all the roots seem similar in the root system. These are called, again it is a biological science question. Yeah.
All the roots
Seem similar in the
similar
root
in
system.
yes, yes, yes.
So, which root it is? Whether tap root, fibrous root, lateral root, or none of these?
None of the above. Generally in plants there are two types of root systems are there, sir.
Okay.
One is tap root system, the other one is fibrous root system.
Okay.
Generally if you see the dicot plants, there is a tap root system.
Okay.
One major root will be there, sir. It gives small branches.
Sir,
lateral roots.
before going to discuss one phone call already received. So, hello. Hello.
హలో
Hello. Namaste అండి.
నమస్తే సార్
So, you are calling from?
మంచిర్యాల సార్
Okay.
మాట్లాడండి అమ్మా.
ఇది ఎగ్జామ్ ఉంది కదా సార్ ఇప్పుడు
Yeah, yeah.
అది ఈచ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఎన్ని మార్క్స్ ఉంటుంది సార్
4 marks and it's a 4 marks question. There are 100 questions. Each question carry 4 marks. Yeah.
సో ఈ ఎన్ఎంఎంఎస్ ఎగ్జామ్లో మా పాప క్వాలిఫై అయ్యి ఉంది
Okay.
మళ్ళీ ఇప్పుడు ఇది రాస్తే ఒకవేళ ఇది వస్తే అది కట్టేస్తారా సార్
లేదండి యాక్చువల్లీ సి NMMS examination is a different and this is another exam. It's not a general scholarship, you know. So, general scholarship means, so who are qualified in the NMMS, those people are not eligible for this PM Yasasvi. But these two are different examinations. The children can get both of these two.
Yes.
If your child is selected for PM Yasasvi, your children will get this PM Yasasvi scholarship also. There is no objection from those children who qualified for the NMMS. Yeah. Yeah. They are eligible to receive both the scholarships. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Generally tap root system is found in dicot, sir.
Yeah.
There is a main root. That main root gives lateral roots,
Okay.
branches. And fibrous root system is generally seen in monocots like grasses,
Okay.
rice, jowar, sugarcane, etc. We can find all fibrous, same roots will be arising from the base of the stem.
Okay.
The stem, if you see the stem, roots similar, all the roots are similar in fibrous root system.
Okay.
Lateral roots are the parts of taproot system.
Okay.
So, answer is obviously answer is fibrous roots.
Okay. So, this is a fibrous roots is the of course,
All the roots
all
are
the
similar.
roots seem to be similar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we will see the next question. The joint where our neck joins the head. Again, it is a biological science
Yes.
question. So, once again my observation, when you see the total paper, the maximum questions are from
Biology.
the biological science. So, biological science plays a vital role for about 20 questions from the maximum number. Depends on, do not say as a generalized.
Yes.
Last year biological science questions are more, maybe
Next
this year
year maybe
physical
physical
science questions are more. We can't say because it depends on the paper setter. So,
Yes, sir.
according to their blueprint and their things what depends on their how they are planning all these things. So, just the last year paper we are analyzing, that is only, means more number of questions I have asked from the biological sense. Okay. So, here the joint where our neck joins the head.
Neck joints, sir.
Yeah.
First of all, take option A, hinge joints.
Hinge joints, yeah.
You know, everybody knows hinge. Generally, hinge, the term hinge is used where doors and window panels will be fixed.
Okay.
So, one side folding, generally it is found near the knee. Knee joint is called hinge joint, sir.
Okay.
Ball and socket is shoulder joint, sir.
Okay.
It is like shoulder bone is like ball,
Hmm.
it is fixed in the socket.
Okay.
So, the answer is pivotal joint. You can move head around.
Okay.
You can move head around like this.
Okay.
That is why it is, the answer is pivotal joint.
Yeah, sir.
Generally, fixed joints are found in the skull, sir.
Okay.
Skull, generally skull is made up of, we think the skull is a single bone. No, sir. Skull is made up of 20 bones.
Okay.
All the 20 bones are fixed with each other.
Mm-hmm.
They are not movable. Only lower jaw is movable.
Okay.
This, the lower jaw is fixed with the skull, sir. The only joint in the skull is movable is lower jaw. The remaining joints are fixed here.
Okay.
Fixed joints are generally found in the skull.
Okay.
The answer is pivotal joint.
Yeah. So, this is very, very important. See, so you have to know about all the properties of each joint.
Yes.
So, hinge joints, ball and socket joints, pivotal joints and fixed joints. What are these joints, where they are actually in the body,
Form, yes.
and what are their functions? You have to know all these things. So, just now sir said fixed joints means a skull. So,
Yes.
in the only one, the lower jaw is the only
Movable, sir.
joint. Yeah. So, this is a very important, like, so maybe this will help you to lot, because so, and one more, who are preparing for this, not only this, other competitive examinations also, this coaching is highly useful to
Yes,
you, because give a total clarity about this one. So, we are not going giving a orientation as a question and answer. It is not a question and answer method. It is given total clarity about a particular concept. Now, we gave the total concept about joints. What are the different kinds of joints, how they, where they are, and what are their functions, like we have discussed all these things here. Okay, now coming to the next one is that physics sir is eagerly waiting to say the answer. So, the question is this is a chemical change. So, there are two kinds of changes, one is the physical change and the chemical change. Here 4 options are given, which change it is, whether it is a chemical change or physical change, of course, that is different, but you have to identify the chemical change among the 4 options. The folding of paper, deflation of air from balloon, stitching of shirt from cloth, and rusting. Okay. So, among these 4 options, which is a chemical change?
Yeah, there is a difference between physical change and chemical change.
Yeah.
The change can be reversed in physical change, but change cannot be reversed in the chemical change.
Okay.
The new product will be formed.
Okay.
To confuse the children, they have given one option, stitching the shirt from the cloth.
Okay.
So, shirt is a new product,
Yeah.
but the cloth has not changed.
Yeah.
So, the composition has not changed,
Okay.
only shape is changed there.
Yes. Yes.
Folding the paper, only shape is changed.
Yes.
So composition is not changed, no new product.
Okay.
To deflation of air from balloon, so air is sent into the balloon and it is removed.
Yeah.
So there is no change. So
Okay.
similar to that, again it came back.
Yes.
So rusting.
Yeah.
So rusting is a process where iron and oxygen will react together.
Okay.
So iron oxide will be formed.
Yeah.
So we can't reverse it,
Yeah.
and new product is formed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why it's a chemical change.
Yeah.
So in rusting process, so there is a new product is formed on the iron.
Yes.
That is iron oxide is formed on
Yeah.
as a rust.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a chemical change.
Yeah.
So remaining 3 are physical changes.
Okay. So as Sir said, so this is very important, whether it is irreversible or reversible. So that's also very important. So first one, you have to identify whether it is a physical change or a chemical change. So the question was asked chemical change, means here there is a chemical composition changes, then it's a chemical change. Just now folding of paper, only the shape
Physical-
of that paper
physical appearance
physically
is changed,
changes.
yes.
There is no chemical composition change. So that's a paper doesn't change. There is no change of its chemical property. Only its physical property, its shape is changed. Deflation of air from balloon also same. When you fill with the balloon with air or deflation of air, whatever be, the shape of the balloon will change. There is no
Chemical
chemical change. And stitching of shirt from cloth, only when you take the piece of cloth and when you making stitching.
This is similar to the folding of the paper.
Yeah, it's very similar to the folding of the paper. So all these 3 comes under the physical change. There is no chemical composition changes. Only it happens in the rusting, because when iron is of course reacted with the oxygen, and iron oxide will form, which causes the rusting of the iron. That is a chemical composition is changed. So it's simply we call it as a chemical change. So like you have to identify the correct answer. Okay, now okay, so I think so, yeah. So last time also the same kind of question is asked. Combustion is a process in a different mode. See, the same area the question asked in 2 different areas. Okay, so here it is an oxidation, it's a reduction, it's a decomposition, and it's a combination. So sir,
So we need to discuss all the 4.
yeah,
So oxidation, adding oxygen,
yes,
reduction, removing oxygen,
okay,
decomposition, removing into parts,
yeah,
and combination, adding,
yeah,
both adding together.
yeah,
So in oxidation we are adding oxygen to the component.
yeah,
So that's why combustion process will be formed with the oxidation process.
okay,
And in combination also we will mix the 2 parts.
okay,
So 2 reactants
okay,
in combination also.
okay,
So combination is different and oxidation is different.
yes, yes,
Combination we can combine any other 2 reactants.
okay,
Here oxidation only we are adding oxygen.
okay,
So reduction we are removing the oxygen.
Yes.
Decomposition means we are decomposing, means we are taking getting into parts.
okay,
So that is the answer is oxidation process.
yeah. So when you see this oxidation and reduction in one perspective with respect to oxygen, both are opposite reactions. So when you add oxygen, it is called oxidation. When you remove oxygen, it is called reduction. So like with respect to oxygen, it's both are opposite reactions. Whereas in decomposition, when you
Make
when you
different
go, when you
parts.
take it as divided into parts, that's a decomposition. When you make some parts as a whole, it's called combination.
Add reactants,
Add
that
re-
is combination.
Yeah, add re- so like see, yeah. So we have one phone call, so we have to respond this. Then we are going to continue. Hello,
హలో సార్,
madam.
ఇది ఎప్పుడు ఉంటుంది సార్ ఈ ఎగ్జామ్?
September 29th, madam.
సెప్టెంబర్ 29th.
Yeah, yeah.
ఎన్రోల్ అది ఎలా చేసుకోవాలి సార్?
Already enrollment is over, madam. Already is August 17th is the last date for the submission of application.
ఓకే.
Every year mostly in the month of July they will give the notification, and the process will start in the August. So, August second week or third week is the last date for the submission, and mostly in September is the examination, and in October they will announce the results, madam. This is the process. Yeah. Okay. So, we will continue the last one, of course not least, that is during exhalation the ribs.
Yes.
So, it is a biological science,
I'll take it,
move
sir.
outwards, move downwards, move upwards, do not move at all.
Exhalation.
Yeah.
First they need to understand what is exhalation.
Yeah.
Inhalation, exhalation.
Yes.
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in is called inhalation,
Okay.
taking inside,
Okay.
the air is taken inside, then it is called inhalation. Exhalation.
Yeah.
Exhalation means breathe out.
Okay.
When you breathe out, automatically ribs move downwards, sir.
Okay.
The chest cavity becomes small
Yeah.
when you breathe out the air. So, the answer is B, sir.
Yeah.
Move
downwards.
Yes.
Yeah. So, see, when you see all these questions, so maximum number of questions are biological science questions from this one, and actually there are different kinds of papers. Number of questions are same, but order is same in the examination. So, you have to take care about all those things and prepare the examination very well.
I want to add one more
Yeah.
thing, sir. So, the question paper will be different questions. For example, assertion reasoning questions may be asked in the examination.
Yeah.
So, two sentences will be given, and they will test for whether it is a perfect reasoning for the given assertion or not,
Yes. Yes.
and which of the following is correct, which of the following is incorrect, the type of questions may come, and generally MCQs will be asked directly, some of the MCQs, and statement wise, some statements they will ask which of the following is a correct statement,
Yeah.
which of the following is a incorrect statement. We have seen forest question, that type of question,
Yes. Yes.
incorrect statement, correct statement, and match the following questions may be asked in the exam.
Yes. Yes.
So, children need to understand the nature of the question, so that they need to read one or two times to understand the nature of the question, and then only they will start eliminating the wrong answers,
Yeah.
so that they find a correct answer.
Yeah. So, anyway, just we discussed all the questions from the last year paper, and we covered mostly the total syllabi of 6th to 8th, which are very important for in point of your examination. So, it gives some idea to you to prepare for the examination. So, then means you come to a conclusion that, so you do not by heart and do not read only objective type questions, you have to read the total concepts and you have to get a complete conceptual understanding, then only you can understand. And the final thing is, the questions are simple based on conceptual understanding. I hope maximum children understand this one, and be cool, write the examination, 20 questions from the science and 24 is 18 marks, clear. So, this is a very 1/5 of the marks is from the science only. So, I hope you will score the maximum marks from the science. So, thank you sir, thank you for coming and giving our valuable sessions
Thank
and giving information, discuss about all the things in a excellent mode. So, this is about the science examination of science paper in the PM Yasasvi scholarship test. So, tomorrow we will meet with another subject experts will come on social studies. So, keep going on to see these our TSET programs and practice these things until namaste.
Namaste.